Hello? Am I live? Am I live? I'm definitely live. What's going on, everybody? It's Dominator here. Hold on. It always takes me a minute to get to the thing on YouTube. Alright. What's up? Hitesh Gaming and William, welcome in. What's up, Mariah? Welcome in. Alright, I think we're good. Get my counter up. Start recording before I forget. Tweet out the stream, because I've been pretty bad at doing that lately. And I think I need to feed my buddy in Pokemon Go. I do. Let's do that. And let's get a shiny today. Let us do it. Luckily, I interacted with my buddy earlier, so I don't have to get it excited. I just have to feed it. So that's good. Also, I changed my character's look in Legends. Now he's pretty much just Cyrus, but with a shiny Zoroark mask on. I talked to the clothing person and they were just like, here's a new gift, here's a new gift. I'm like, what is all this stuff I'm getting? And one of them was literally just the Team Galactic stuff. And then you could get the Cyrus haircut, which I thought was funny. So I did that. You finally found your shiny Ralts Heart Gold. Congrats, Shady. That's awesome. That's huge. Shiny Ralts is so cool. Wait, hold on. My friend is saying that for Sinnoh Tour, the 2x adventure effect is permanent. That's for Spatial Rend and Roar of Time?
This does put a smile on my face.
Yo, smile in the flash. Thank you for the follow. Thank you for putting a smile on Thanos' face. I do appreciate it. Alright. Let me see if I missed a distortion because I wasn't paying attention. Alright, cool. We did not. Also, I literally was like, oh, the Coronet Highlands are open. Let me do that. I arrived at the Coronet Highlands, and then within 5 seconds, it turned to blizzard weather. I was like, no. So I just slept in a tent for half a day, and now it turned to rainy, but I think now it's not anything, so that's cool. What's up, Smiles in the Flash? What's up, JG? And Spiky, your Pichu. You're going for shiny Miltank. What's the encounter rate of Miltank? Isn't it pretty decent? I feel like I see people hunt that. That'd be a cool hunt to do. I think I was considering hunting that at some point, but I don't remember the encounter rate of it. Trying to hunt on the legendary Pokemon in Ultrasonic's Moon that you don't already have? Nice, good luck on that. I just saw a video just got on my recommended of someone who was showing off their living decks and stuff in Pokemon Home, and they were it was pretty cool because all of their shinies and stuff were from mainline games, and they had a bunch of shiny legendaries and stuff too, which was really cool. It'd be really cool to work towards a living dex like that, but It's gonna be a minute before I can do that, especially because I like hunting full odds. Oh yeah, it's Bidoof time. Yes, indeed. What's up, Echo? Echo, I have gotten all of the Vivian patterns that I can get, but I'm gonna wait for you to trade me because I need to play through Y more, and then I need to, first of all, confirm that I got the correct patterns, and so like I need to evolve them to check. And then second of all, I need to catch some stuff so I can trade you. And I haven't gotten to that point yet, so that's why I haven't, like, said anything. I used, like, all the stuff I had caught on, like, my Alpha Sapphire copy. I kind of used just to trade over the different, like, scatterbugs from the X file that I was using. That, I kept restarting for the patterns. So I don't really have anything to trade. You're just gonna lurk and chat for the stream. Got some stuff to work on. Good luck with hunts. Well, thank you, and good luck on the stuff you're working on. Thank you for the shiny luck. She got all the Generation 4 ribbons on your shiny Shaman. Nice. I need to move my counter so I can see more of the YouTube chat. You're going to use a repel trick on Route 47. I want to check that out. Miltank's a cool shiny. I did open the file. This program takes so long to open. Said Route 47. Yo, Thor, welcome in, and Platypus. Thank you for the shiny luck, Thor. It's normally 20% at level 35, so I guess you would do a level 35 repel trick. %. But Farfetch'd is like the other half. And I already have Farfetch'd. Yeah, that'd be a tough one for me to want to do because of Farfetch'd. I think before I was like, oh, this would be a cool hunt because I need Farfetch'd, but I don't need Farfetch'd anymore. Sometimes your plans just kind of change when you shiny hunt. You'll be like, oh, should I go after this? And you'll like go after something. And then you'll realize that a plan you had before kind of gets like, goes south because you like hunted something else or like phased on something. Just hit 6,500 on Bidoof. Spent a whole day last week getting the Earth Ribbon on your Mew and Deoxys. Which one's the Earth Ribbon? What do you have to do for that one? You hate hunting Zapdos, that's why you waited so long to hunt it. What's wrong? What game are you hunting? Oh, you're hunting it in Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, right? Are you just worried you're not going to notice it? Shiny Zapdos is more noticeable than you'd think. Also, a cool thing about like shiny hunting, especially reset hunts, is that it doesn't matter how subtle the shiny is. When you see the same Pokemon over and over again for hundreds to thousands of times, you will notice even the slightest shiny, like, immediately. Like, you'll shino yourself a bunch, but as soon as it's actually shiny, you'll know immediately. And you'll be like, I can't believe I was worried about that. I had to tell someone in my local Pokemon Go Discord about that, because they were hunting Regice, and they were so worried they were going to miss it, and I told them, I'm like, if you see normal Regice thousands of times, you will notice immediately when it's shiny. And they said they did. Oh, it's the Mount Battle one in Coliseum. Oh, yeah. I think I have that on a couple Pokemon. But I can't see it because I keep all my shinies in Leaf Green, and it's so dumb you can't view ribbons in Fire Red Leaf Green. Unless there's a chance that the battle challenge they have in Coliseum doesn't count for that. And it has to be, like, in-game. Because in order to get the Ho-Oh, it has to be, like, this special challenge thing. Where you have to do all 100 of them in a row. I don't know if you get the ribbon for that, but I used a team of shinies from Fire Red Leaf Green to do that. Isn't Dapto's beat darker? Yeah, its beat goes from like a light brown to like an orange, like a dark orange color. And it's overall just like a little more saturated of a shiny color. Yeah, I can transfer this Mew to home after I catch it. Also, what's up, Ray? Welcome in. Yeah, odds are approaching. Odds are approaching on every hunt I'm doing, or I'm already over odds, which in the Motostoke Gym's case, I am pushing double odds. I will be hitting double odds for that pretty soon. Which sucks because I started doing resets for it. I started doing resets for the Motostoke Gym because I did 3,500 running between Litwick and Sizzlipede, and I was like, I really don't want to phase, and I figured out that you can reset for them because I just like saved in front of the Litwick and then encountered it a couple times, like caught it, reset, and it was like different gender, different natures, so they are random, like you can do resets for them. So I started doing resets, which are quite a bit slower, and now I'm like pushing double odds, so it's like, seriously. Like, I don't want to go back to random like the runaways because I don't want to phase, especially at this point. I'd rather just... But it's like, it's been taking forever. Can't Beyonce, but Bidoof is God. Get the Bidoof. I'm trying to get the Bidoof. Also working on getting a Gen 8 through 9 Shiny Alpha Garchomp Ribbon Master. You're taking a break. These contests are so difficult. The contests in BDSP are easy. But what you gotta do is you have to battle Cynthia like 23 times. So, and then they're easy. They're easy to an extent. I was able to get the Beauty and Toughness Master ribbons, Master Rank ribbons on my Dragonite that had 0 Toughness and Beauty. Because I never gave it Poppins to affect that. It's a grind, but if you can like do all the rematches and get 20 champion stickers for a ball capsule, like you will be set without having to use Poppins. But it's still like RNG if you win. Like you have to be good at the rhythm game. And then it's kind of like random chance if you win or not, but it's a pretty high chance you win. Like, out of all the times I did it, I only lost, like, 2 or 3 times. And then I never lost twice in a row. No, there was one time I lost twice in a row, but it was because the first time I, like, severely messed up on the rhythm game. What does battling Cynthia 20 times do for ribbon? So in BDSP... when you get your max level rematches after you like catch Heatran and get the national decks and allow once you unlock the ability to rematch like the gym leaders and then you catch Heatran, when you rebattle Cynthia, every time you beat her, she gives you a champion sticker. When she has like her max level Pokemon. So like you'll have to rematch her once and she won't give you anything, and then once you rematch her again, every time you beat her, she'll give you a champion sticker, and you just do that 20 times because a ball capsule can hold 20 stickers. And the ball capsules are actually really important for the contests. You got a shiny Celebi today? Congrats. Everyone's getting crazy shinies, and I'm over here. This is like week 3, not getting anything. How do you go about setting up this hunt if you want to do it? Guys, online are confusing. I don't think there's really an easy way to set it up. You just have to like figure out what they're talking about. I have tutorials on the non-English European copies of Emerald on my channel. They're kind of slow. I do a bit of rambling. This is like really old school. Also, I totally hit up when I was supposed to and it like lagged. That was really weird. But I guess I would check that out, because I do it while explaining it, so it's more visual than just explanation. But there's not like an easy way to go about at least English, or at least the non-English European copies. I don't know how it works in English and Japanese copies, so I can't help you there if you have an English or a Japanese copy. You have that Bidoof plush you didn't notice? That was there yesterday, too. You started the Sword and Shield fossils, and it took longer to farm the fossils than to get the first shiny. That was me, too. My first shiny only took, like, 270 restores, which was, like, 15 resets or so. Like, it was something like that. Because I had, like, 30 fossils. Or that was less than 30. That was like less than 10 resets, right? Because if I had 30 fossils to revive per reset, it took so long to get all the fossils. I had to get like other people to trade me fossils. So I wanted to get Dracovish and I think it was the fish one. Actually, I think it was just the dragon and fish one were both exclusive. Like, it was just not my exclusive one at the time. So I had to get people to, like, trade me, and then, it just took me so long to farm some of them, too. And then I got the shiny super fast. It was, like, one hunting session. When am I doing my Gen 6 living docs? I'm already doing it. I just don't stream the fluff that no one would want to watch, so... so that's why you're not seeing it yet. Do I have to get Deoxys after this? I don't have to. I can if I wanted to, but I don't plan to. My next mythical hunt will probably be Celebi after this. But I'm not even gonna do Celebi like right away. There's a couple other hunts I want to do after Mew. Am I blind? Am I missing the distortion? No, it's just not showing up. Sounds good. Just curious how you're going to get the mythicals at Gen 6. There's not anything special about them. I just already have them, and there's no way to get them currently, so... So, hate to reveal what's behind the curtain, but it's literally just, I already have them, and I'm just going to count them. The same thing I did with the Ash Hat Pikachus in Gen 1. There's no, way to get them right now. Outside of, Pokemon Go, but I don't use Pokemon Go for my living decks, so... Unless it's Meltan and Gimmighoul roaming form. So sorry. Don't you only have till April, though? Nope. We don't know how long we have. They have explicitly said that Bank and Transporter are not shutting down in April. Now, I won't be able to trade online once April comes. So I gotta get those Vivians in before April comes. But I'm gonna do... The Vivians will happen soon. Or now you get your Turbo Controller farming fossils. I can't read. Specifically, the rare one's nice. Yeah, I got Arceus going, waiting for distortions, because I'm trying to get all of the Alphas and Legends Arceus, and... You know, everyone's like, oh, the distortion exclusives are going to be the worst thing ever. And I'm like, yeah, there's going to be a point where we're just streaming something else while waiting for distortions. But I'm like, might as well just do that now. Speaking of which, I should actually check the Voltorbs. I need to check the Voltorbs. For Alphas. Because I do need Alpha Voltorb. And there's 4 Voltorbs you can just check over here. There's an Alpha Chimecho though, bruh. Why couldn't that have just been the Voltorb? I don't need Chimecho. Lame. I might as well check this shaky tree. These things are just never alpha. They never are. Smile and the Flash, thank you for the shiny luck. I kind of read your name wrong, but it's okay. Those good old Pokemon Go exclusives. Yeah, I've never done Gimmighoul in Go, because I've just never cared enough. I'll do it once, I'll do it once I have to for Gen 9, but it's gonna suck having a stupid Gimme Ghoul in my home living decks with the stupid big old G symbol on it. I don't know why they do that. No one likes that. It just looks terrible. Plus with Melton and Melmetal, if you send them into Let's Go first, they don't get the big old G symbol. So it's just better to do that, but you can't do that with Gimme Ghoul. So Gimme Ghoul has to have the ugly old G symbol that shows up in the box. Shows up for the box, in the box, and it's just like, ugh. And then getting them shiny is going to be annoying, because they're going to be, like, shiny locked 90% of the time. You've been rushing to get all the 3S shinies, because you thought you only had, like, 2 months. Yeah, we don't know how long we have. It will go... Bank will go down. I have faith that there will either be some sort of official alternative, or at least an unofficial alternative once Bank shuts down, but we don't know when Bank's shutting down. They have not said. I'm hoping we get some sort of, like, some sort of info on it for Pokemon Day. Is there a good community for getting all the Vivians? I mean, if you want... my original way of doing it was just trading people, like, on Reddit, essentially. And, like, doing, like, the trades on home, the GTS. There's not, like, a good community for it, though. It took a while to find them, but I'm using Echo this time. Echo has all of the DSs and stuff, and they've been breeding for the shiny ones. So they've been breeding me the eggs, and they're trading me the eggs so that I can hatch them, and they'll be my OT. Having terrible luck with distortions too. Your last one had 2 Cyndaquil and a Hisuian Typhlosion. Yeah, I got an Alpha Cyndaquil, which I did need, but it was like, man, that could have just been a Porygon, you know? Like, that would have been so much better as a Porygon. We can just get Cyndaquil from Outbreaks. Makes you sad thing that trading will be shut down. Doing Wonder Trade playthroughs in Gen 6 and 7 were so fun here. Yeah, maybe there might be some sort of DNS exploit that comes about in a couple years. But yeah, it sucks that, like, you won't be able to do any of that anymore. That's why I think it's, like, annoying when they push all these, like, online features in Pokemon games. Because, like, it was like with the Diglett method or, like, the Dynamax Adventures. It's just, like, stop pushing these, like, online shiny hunting methods because they will eventually be impossible to do. Like, obviously, both of them can be performed offline, but there's gonna be certain shinies like Zygarde you just won't be able to shiny hunt because you won't be able to get people for them anymore. And then the Diglett method is just not worth it unless you have, like, a full lobby of people all collecting Digletts, which is just already, like, impossible to get. So, yeah. Think we get Virtual Console games on the Switch? No. I think they're waiting till the next console. I think it would be really silly for them to announce the Virtual Console games on the Switch, only to have them be outdated in a few months, because the Switch 2 is supposed to come out in September of this year. Allegedly. There's nothing been confirmed, but there's a lot of rumors that it's going to get announced next month and released September of this year. So I think it'd be silly for them to... Like, if they were going to announce Virtual Console games for the Switch, they would have done it last year. Last year would have been the perfect time to do it, and they didn't. So I think them waiting for the next console is one of the probably few reasons why we haven't gotten them. I think another reason is there's probably some sort of restriction that Nintendo is pushing on them because they probably want them to tie it to the NSO online subscription thing, and I don't think Pokemon Company wants that. They don't want people to have their save files locked behind being online only. So yeah, I don't think we're getting virtual consoles for the Switch. I think if anything, it'll be the next console, but still, again, even then, I'm not sure. We'll see. Just buy 4 Switches and hunt Zygarde. I mean, I guess I do have 2 Switches, but I think it would still be really hard to do that with 2. What's up, Pokey Breakdance? Welcome in. How am I already 45 more encounters than on Bidoof? I feel like we just hit 6,500. Dude, sometimes when we just talk about stuff, the encounters really do fly by. You really hope they stop shiny locking thing? I think someday they will, but it won't be for a while. I always say this, I think whoever is like in charge, whether it's one person or a group of people that are in charge of deciding whether something should be shiny locked or not, I think those people need to like step down. There needs to be a change in like who makes that decision for shiny locking to stop being a thing, and I don't think that'll happen for a very long time. But I think eventually at some point the fan backlash and whatnot will really open their eyes. I mean, like, it's been the worst it's ever been now, and people are actually angry about it now. Which people have always been angry about it, but now it's like most of the fans are angry about it that have like a voice and speak on like social medias and stuff. Like, it is wild. Any of those tweets that the Pokemon Company made telling about like those legendaries in the Indigo Disc, like they tweeted about like Articuno, Zapdos, Moltres, like the legendary beasts, and like, you know, Lugia-Ho. Every single one of those tweets, most of the replies are overwhelming, just negative replies about them being shiny locked. And that has like never been a thing before. But yeah, I don't think it's enough just yet. I think it'll get them thinking about it, but I don't like, maybe they'll be a little more lenient on it in the next game. But I think we're still going to get a bunch of shiny locks. Unless the next game is, like, developed by Ilka and it's, like, a faithful remake again. Like BDSP was. But, like, those don't really count. Those are kind of outliers because they're developed by different teams, different companies. Like, the next Game Freak game, I'm sure will still have a bunch of shiny locks. Would you even want to do that? It's not full odds. I personally wouldn't, but with their track record, that might be the only way to hunt shiny Zygarde in main series, so it might just be the only way by the time I get to it. Zygarde's full odds is 300, so that is its full odds. Yeah, but I don't agree with that. I still think that's stupid. Like, that's Pokemon Go level crap, where it's like, oh, full odds is 1 in 512, but for Sneasel, full odds is 1 in 64. Like, it's stupid. I don't like when they have Pokemon have just varying odds. Have the base odds be one thing for everything, and then have it be that, and maybe there's ways to increase the odds. Like, that's the way better system. Alright, we're gonna switch over to Legends and do this distortion. Let me reset the recording. All right. Oh, there's so many shards over here. I'm like not really getting red shards. Are those like location based or something? There's a Pokemon in this rock, isn't there? It's a Magmar. Like, I saw the little thing just in the rock, but I couldn't see anything at all. Shield on. I need to catch this. I also need this alpha. I got Bastiodon. I don't know what the odds are of the alpha distortions, but it's very strange how quickly I got Bastiodon. You once got a shiny Sylveon from a distortion. I got a shiny Carnivine from a distortion, and it was like right when the distortion was ending, so I was like frantically, I had to chuck my Pokemon at the Kadabra that was standing next to it just to initiate the battle so the distortion didn't go away. It was a full odds Carnivine too, it wasn't research level 10. And when I caught it and ended the battle, there was only like 6 seconds left before the distortion ended. Like, I actually only had 6 seconds to catch it or to like initiate the battle. Oh, I don't think I need to catch these guys anymore. I guess I'll just kill it then. We all agree Carnivine needs more love. I feel like Carnivine gets a respectable amount of love. I feel like that's a lot of people's like main targets for Safari Week. Okay, these rocks are just not it. Like, there could be a Pokemon in here. Okay, maybe there isn't. I guess if it was an alpha, I would know. But yeah, like the shiny Carnivine, I didn't get it live, but it was like actually the craziest shiny I got in this game. Like, I lost my mind. Because it was kind of like reminiscent of like a traditional shiny encounter where you don't see it like ahead of time. It just spawned right in front of me. And then there was the worry I was gonna fail it because the distortion was like about to end. Ooh. I need to find this last distortion exclusive. There should be one more. Dude, they need to stop spawning these Pokemon in these rocks. Oh, there it is. Just another shield on. The Keldeo shiny locking is very annoying. Yeah, that and the Meloetta. Well, I mean, literally everything in Scarlet and Violet. All of the legendaries. Especially the returning ones that you had to buy a DLC for. And also the Treasures of Ruin. Are Pokemon Emerald in Spanish cheaper? Not really. Maybe like a few bucks cheaper, but they're still pretty expensive. Like my most recent copy of Emerald that I bought in Spanish was like $90 at the time, so I can only imagine it's like even more now. Okay, I just need to be like in the middle, I guess. Better they made the shiny lock so people would play older games. No, there's nothing good about shiny locking stuff. So I don't know what you mean by better. You're saying so people have to buy older games to shiny hunt stuff that are way too expensive to buy and also don't make the Pokemon Company any money because they're 100% of the time bought secondhand anyway because they don't sell them themselves anymore. Yeah, there's nothing better about that. Don't get me wrong, I love shiny hunting in the older games, but it's not fair. It's just not fair to people that don't have those games. You have some patience, bro. If you're shiny hunting Rayquaza and Pokemon Sapphire, you gave up after 100 resets. You get used to it. Once you find your first full odd shinies, you get hooked. I went 24,000 not resets, but encounters for my first shiny hunt, and the drive was just like, it was my favorite Pokemon, and it would have been so cool to get it shiny, and when I did, it was just the coolest thing ever, and it got me so hooked on shiny hunting. Like my thought process was kind of like, all right, I got my shiny, I'm good, but then I was like, what if I went for something else? And I did like easy hunts, like I did Abra as like my second hunt, outside of the Groudon that I couldn't get, but... Also, if you were doing resets for Rayquaza in Emerald, just make sure you have a working battery. Or else you won't be able to do resets for it, unfortunately. Will I ever hunt Menifee? I plan to. Manaphy's on my bingo card this year. I started hunting Manaphy, actually, a while back. Dude, I have 17 star pieces? What the heck, man? Wait, where did I get those? I thought I sold all my star pieces already. I had like 4 of them. What the heck? I mean, sure. 85,000. That works. Oh, I gotta get rid of these Shieldons. Resets in Emerald? No. They said they did 100 resets in Sapphire. Well, Shieldon's not full odds anymore, but that's fine. Pretty much nothing is full odds in this game. Oh my gosh. Just let me... There we go. Got a full odds type null in 448. Nice. Yeah, sometimes you get them fast. Yeah, if you want to do like an old school full odds hunt, I'd recommend doing like Heart Gold, Soul Silver starters. Those are good ones because they're pretty quick. Or like Fire Red, Leaf Green, or Heart Gold, Soul Silver, some of the Game Corner stuff. Like those ones you can get a lot in really fast, and they're not like, you don't have to be crazy patient for it. And it's just a good like entry level full odds hunt to do. Even the legendary resets in like Ruby Sapphire are pretty quick. But just make sure you have a working battery, because if you don't, you won't be able to get them shiny unless you have an early shiny frame, but you will probably figure that out within like the first 100 resets. Oh, I didn't realize I didn't have a face cam. I guess I'll turn the face cam on for that. That's okay. We didn't get anything anyway. Yeah, when I record that off stream, I don't feel the need to have a face cam, so I turned it off. Alright, back at it. You thought I knew I had it off? Nah, no one said anything, and I did not look at OBS. But it's okay, we know now. And it's not like it's a big deal, but... I would prefer to have it on when I'm streaming. Oh yeah, I should check the Voltorbs, you're right, Thor. Oh, there's another Shaky Tree too. That's in the same spot as the last one. Are these all RNG clones? This is how I hunted Voltorb. I just like ran over here with Weird Ear. That's not an alpha, is it? It looks kind of big. Nope, it's not. Hello, Voltorb. And you're not alpha anymore, you fool. Why did the Chimecho have to be alpha? Oh, there's a shaky... Dude, I didn't even know these could be shaky trees. I've been checking them, but I've never seen one of those shake, as far as I can remember. Have never seen that. These things need to be alpha, holy crap. Dude, I still need 6 of those. I still need 6 Burmies, man. I'm getting the distortion exclusives faster than the freaking Shri exclusives. Everyone's like, the distortions are gonna be the worst ones. I don't know at this point. At this point, I don't know. We should get shiny hunt the Dream Radar legendaries. That'd be insane. Can you change Burmese pattern? Yeah, you can. I did it in my Gen 4 Living Dex video. I believe it's kind of weird. Like, it's like not what you would expect. So like, I think Fieldlands is plant. Icelands is... Dude, Icelands might be sandy. I know Highlands is sandy. No, I think it's... Maybe it's Meyerland. It's weird. They're kind of... I'm pretty sure Coastlands is trash when you would think it'd be sandy. I think that's the confusing one. Because it's like a beach, but it's like you get trash Burmy there instead. It's weird. But it's the same process. It's just you like have it participate in a battle in a certain area, and then after the battle ends, it'll just auto change its form. But yeah, I used Legends to change its form for my my Gen 4 Living Dex video. The tree ones and the distortion ones have to be the lowest rate alphas. I'm pretty... Well, I don't know about the distortion ones, because I've already gotten 2. I've gotten 2. I got a Cyndaquil and a Bastiodon after only doing this like a couple times. And I've yet... The only tree alpha I've seen is a Heracross. And that's like the worst one I could have gotten. Because Heracross is a guaranteed alpha. Heracross and then like Vespiquen would be really bad too. The distortion ones are gonna really suck once we have, like, a decent amount of them. Because, like, it's gonna suck if we need, like, Cranidos and Shieldon, and we get, like, Bastiodon again, you know? Or, like, we keep getting, like, Cyndaquil, or wherever you get Rowlet. I actually still need a Rowlet, though, so it wouldn't be as bad right now, but still. And I'm pretty sure I still gotta go to... I don't think I've ever done a Coastlands one. I gotta do that for Magnemite. I gotta go to the Coastlands. I need 1 Magnemite. Because I apparently got Magneton and Magnezone at some point. many Pokemon are Distortion exclusive? So there were more until they added the Massive Mass Outbreaks. The Massive Mass Outbreaks eliminated all of the starters as being exclusive to Distortions. So what I need, I think, 10. But there are... Let's see. So there's the Porygon, the whole Porygon line, so that's 3. There's all of the fossils, so that's an extra 4, so 7. Then there's Magnemite and Magneton. Magnezone is not a Distortion exclusive. You can get that flying around one of the areas. I think it's the Highlands. Then there's... Shoot, what is there? Is that it? Just no, there's got to be another one that I'm not thinking of right now. Let me see. So I'm at 9 right now. Let me check. Because Togepi you can get in Outbreaks. It's not exclusive. This is like the Porygon line. That's Magnemite. What is this? Oh, that's Sneasel. Oh, Sneasel. Sneasel and Weavile. So, I need both genders of Sneasel and I need the female Weavile. But if you include all those, that's another 4. So, that would be 13. Right? Because I was at 9. So if you include gender differences, there's 13, 14? What was that? 13. Yeah, Sneasel is going to be annoying, but we know where to get everything. In fact, I should start doing the Coastlands ones, so I can just get Magnemite out of the way, because Magnemite's the only thing I need from the Coastlands. It's just gonna suck if I get, like, a Magneton or something, because there's not much I can do about that. What are the chances that a Pokemon spawns as an alpha? I don't know. I think it varies per species. I think in general, for most Pokemon, randomly, it's 1 in 100. Like, I'm pretty confident that at least the Burmese are 1 in 100. But ones like Snorlax. I have only ever seen 4 Snorlax in this game that weren't that guaranteed static alpha one. And 2 of the 4 I've seen have been alphas. So... like, I'm willing to bet Snorlax is very common. I'm pretty sure Spiritomb is very common as well. Like, Spiritomb is like I've heard of 1 in 3. It took me 2 Spiritombs to find an alpha one, so that kind of checks out. But, like, I don't know about the distortions, because I feel like out of the amount I've seen more alphas than I should if it was like a 1 in 100. I could see it being like a 1 in 50 and I got like lucky, but yeah, like, I mean, realistically, I've probably only seen like 30 or 40 Space-Time Distortion exclusive spawns, like one of those like sets of 3, and 2 have been alpha, so. You can't get the flying alpha, can you? I don't know. I would imagine you probably can. They're probably just rare. I might have gotten both my Magnemite and Magneton from Distortions, though. Flying Alpha Magnezone. Can Magnezone be Alpha? Pokemon, blah 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 blah. Yes, Magneton could be alpha. I think they're rare though in the space distortion. Flying Pokemon can be alphas too. I have an alpha Honchkrow and Staraptor. Okay, no, I don't know. So I don't know. Not sure. Oh, you've seen the Crobat be alpha? Oh, okay. There we go. We got some confirmation there. So I guess they can. I've never seen a flying alpha, though. I don't think. I'm pretty sure both my Magneton and Magnezone were from distortions. And I guess there's a distortion that showed up when I was looking away, because there's one right here. This is why we check when after I'm not looking at the screen for a second. This one's gonna show up pretty quickly, too. This one's gonna start quick because we were pretty close to it. Where'd my YouTube chat go? There it is. You just got an Alpha Trash Cloak Burmy, but you don't need it. You don't need Burmy at all? You can change its form if you need the other form. I think I'm getting unlucky with the Burmies. Which is unfortunate. Oh yeah, see, this one's already starting. That one. Either I didn't notice it for a while, or it just is that quick. Alright, let me switch back over. You have all 6 of them? Man, come on. Why you gotta be like that? I need all 6 of them still. I haven't gotten a single one yet. This is the wrong layout. Alright. Oh, I'm like, why does it say no signal? Because I'm an idiot and didn't put the switch in the dock. It's like a 3-step process to change this over. And I always forget one of the steps. Like, I either don't change the layout, or I don't put the switch in the dock. Alright. Chingling, no! Don't go away! Alpha Mag Mortar that's got his neck broken, I guess. Look at this thing. This thing's just... Or he's like trying to look away. Man, I just want EVs from those. I guess it's pretty unlikely we get one of the exclusives to be alpha now, right? Cranidos, Cranitrace, Articuno, Cranidos, and Moltres. That's the trio. You guys didn't know that. Little known fact. I gotta grab that shard that Magmar was standing on. Alright, where's the third one? Let me wait for the next set of... Oh, there it is. So just 2 Rowlets and a Cranidos. Alright, okay. That was a bit disappointing. And it's like, of course the first spawn we get is an Alpha Mag Mortar that we don't need. I still need Alpha Magby, by the way. I still need lots of Alpha EVs as well, including a female one, which the female one's gonna be such a pain to try to get. I was spamming A, why does that not work? It's like A for Braviary, and I'm like A, nothing. Crana Quattro. Well, we need a Rampart Trace first. Sylveon, I don't want you. Oh, hey, more items I missed. Are red shards just like dummy rare? Like, I feel like I'm only getting blue and green shards. It's not based on the location, is it? Because I feel like, why would I be getting 2 of the... You're joking. I'm getting a freaking Alpha Sylveon. I've gotten 2 alphas from this distortion that I don't need. I need, like, everything except Umbreon and Sylveon. Like, where's the Jolteon at? Why can't I just get Eevee, man? I just want Eevees. Give me the Eevees. The Eevees are better. Like, I don't care. Like, just give me Eevee. That's all I want from these. I don't even care if it's Jolteon. Just give me Eevee. I have plenty of Thunderstones if I need to get a Jolteon. Dude, it's like we see Eevee like most. Well, okay, that's a lie. Like, out of everything, we probably see like Magmar and like Floatzel the most. But, or in Luxio. But in terms of like anything from the Eevee line, like we see Eevee the most. So like, how am I only getting Umbreon and Sylveon ×2? Oh, I should probably check up here in case there's an item. No, there is not. Oh, look at the Eevee spawning over there. That's fine. That was immensely disappointing. Immensely disappointing. Hey, look, a Thunderstone that I could have used on an Alpha Eevee if it was an Eevee and not a Sylveon. Isn't that crazy? An Eevee Outbreak would be good as well. Yeah, but the issue is I don't ever see Eevee Outbreaks. I'm going to the Coastlands. We're gonna go to the Coastlands. Maybe I can get an Alpha Magnemite and that'd be crazy. Although I have less hope to get, because I need like specifically Magnemite. When like all the other places, it's like, oh yeah, I could get this or this. And this one's like, I only need Magnemite. So I have less hope for this one, but you know, we'll change it up. Unknown, Cranidos, Moltres. Own is not Uno. Oh, but it has Uno in it. Unknown. If you say it like that, I guess. Unknown, Cranidos, and Moltres. But it's at the beginning. That's kind of weird. You apologize about the flex, but you didn't know you could change their forms depending on where you bring them. You have to specifically, like, have them participate in a battle, too. You can't just, like, take them to an area. I just hope I can, like, start that soon. I hope I get a Burmy that's, like, not a male one, you know? I still gotta do some outbreak hunting. I still need the full Togepi line, and if you go to the Coastlands during massive mass outbreaks, Togepi's like a common outbreak there. I just haven't gotten any of them to be alpha yet. Currently EV training on Fire Red and you're really enjoying watching the stream while doing it. Nice. EV training's kind of cozy and fun. They kind of took away the grind of it in later games. Like, I get it. It's for convenience, so I totally get it. I don't have, like, an issue with it. But there's something about, like, KOing a bunch of Pokemon over and over again and potentially finding a shiny while EV training as opposed to just feeding 200 or 25 vitamins to a Pokemon, you know? Because before you could only do 10 at a time. How long am I streaming for today? A couple hours at least. Probably until like a little before 5 p.m. Eastern time, if that gives you a hint. Sounds like some of the Pokemon anime pronunciations. See, I don't really know. I just know apparently at one point they called Pidgeot Pidgeot, which just sounded weird. But I don't know too many of the bad pronunciations. Do I work a regular job? How are I able to get online so early? Well, there's this thing called time zones. Also, I technically don't. I'm like a freelance like graphic designer, and I'm currently looking for like a full-time job, but it's pretty difficult to find one these days. So technically speaking, this is my job. Yeah, I'm in Eastern time zone. You weren't sure? I feel like that's a weird thing to be, like, wanting to know, though. About someone's, like, work, like, what they're doing. I mean, like, lots of people will have, like, full-time jobs but won't need to work, like, that much on Fridays. Or just sometimes have weird hours, you know? What's up, Shinypedia? Welcome in. Dude, I wish this stupid friggin' request thing was always down. Like, I don't know why that has to be up by default. It covers up, like, a decent chunk of the map. You like this time as it lines up with your nighttime? Yeah, plus if I was, like, actually a full-time streamer, this would be, like, the most standard way to stream. Although I'd probably, if I was, like, actually full-time streamer, I'd probably do, like, 9 to 5-ish. Like, I'd probably be on earlier and then go for longer. But sometimes there's, you know, it's not all I do right now, so... I wish it was, but it's not. It's more like your streaming schedule throws you off because it's always in the middle of the afternoon. I feel like a lot of people stream at this time, though. Like, even in Eastern Standard Time. Plus, there's plenty of people that have, like, full-time jobs that are, like, work from home only. And they'll be, like, very, like, loose jobs. And they'll, like, stream while, like, doing them. Unless they have, like, a meeting or something. Because usually it's, like, you can kind of, like, work kind of loosely. What was my mother's maiden name again? Yeah, let's bring it all on. What's my blood type? What's my address? Come on, keep it coming, guys. I'll give you all my information. My social security number. Plus, this is a good time to get the European viewers, as this is a viable time. That's not like the intent, but yeah, sure. If I had a different day job, I wouldn't stream nearly as much, and it wouldn't be during the day. It'd be at night for me. But I mean, I think it's just like your curiosity kind of got the best of you, because there's so many different reasons there could be, as even if I had a full-time job or anything, there could be so many different reasons as to why I'm streaming at this time. Because like every job is different. Scheduling is different for everyone. Like it's not that weird of a thing. I think the info that you want most is the 16 magic numbers on the plastic card in my wallet and the 3-number passcode on the back. My wallet's not near me right now, so I can't give you that right now, unfortunately. But I was gonna try to joke and give you like my old high school like ID number. That would have been funny. Which I don't even know if I still have. Whose idea was it to make space-time distortions take upwards of 45 minutes to show up? I feel like the limit should be 20 minutes. Like, who thought that was a good idea? They're like, guys, I have an idea. Let's have distortions be random, and they take upwards of, like, nearly an hour to show up. Longer if you get a severe weather. Like, that's just so weird to me. That's kind of like my issue with modern Pokemon games. Is like, either, like, there's no balance. Like, before it was like, there was kind of like a solid balance when it came to like shiny hunting, where like things were usually pretty challenging, but there were ways to make things easier. But in like the last couple Pokemon games, it's like everything is either way too easy or way too extremely tedious. You know, like I don't get it. Like I don't get their thought process for a lot of things. It's like in Scarlet and Violet, like the most Scarlet and Violet had, like everything in Scarlet and Violet is like absurdly easy to get. And then there's like Shiny Gimmighoul, which is like one of the hardest shinies to find like legitimately in like the whole series. Like I don't get that. Don't distortions start spaced frequently and slowly get farther apart? Yeah, so like I think it's like the first, like it's like 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and then after that I need to look at the scheduling of them. I hate how, like, the only way you get this info is, like, looking at Anubis on Twitter. And you have to, like, search this, because, like, once those tweets get so far down, it's, like, so hard to find them now. $5, $10, $15, $25, or $40. Oh, so it's not 45. And then when the weather, if like intense weather happens, it'll like reset the timer once the weather ends. But yeah, like, whose idea was it for it to be upwards of, like, 40 minutes for a distortion? Like, that makes no sense. It should be, like, 20 minutes, you know? I feel like 20 minutes would make more sense. 25 at the most. That way, like, most times you go on, like, an expedition, you're most likely going to see a distortion just casually playing. You don't have to just sit here and do this, where you're just sitting there waiting forever. Is the distortion timer reset if you like reset your game? I would assume so. I would assume so, considering like sleeping in a tent resets it. Yeah, 40's too long. Like half that would make sense for like the longest time. Like have it just be like 5, 10, 15, 20. You have an issue with how they can't spawn during weather? I mean, they would try, but wouldn't happen. Yeah, so it's only the intense weather, so it's only, like, intense sun, snow, blizzard, and thunderstorm. So if it's, like, raining or foggy, they can still show up, but yeah, it's like, we'll be sitting here for, like, 20 minutes, and then it'll start thunderstorming, and it's like, oh, cool, I just sat here for 20 minutes for nothing. And then we have to, like, go to a different area, or sleep in a tent to try to, like, make the weather change. Couldn't you just do the first couple short ones and then sleep and they're short again? That wouldn't really be worth doing. Like, in theory, that sounds like a good idea, but, like, if you have a 40-minute timer, it's, like, predetermined. If you have, like, a 40-minute timer and you don't know that, and you wait, like, 15 minutes and then sleep and then get, like, a 30-minute timer or 25-minute or whatever, it's, like, that's just gonna make it have you wait longer as opposed to just waiting the initial 40 minutes if it happens to be 40 minutes. Like, that could easily make it so that you're, like, required to wait, like, more than an hour, depending on your RNG, when in this case, the most we have to wait is 40 minutes. So, like, yeah, technically it could be better for a couple times, but in general, you're just gonna be waiting longer unnecessarily. So, like, say we get 40 minutes in a row. That's what, an hour and 20 minutes? We would have to wait, we would get 2 distortions in an hour and 20 minutes. But if we were to get the 40-minute one and then wait, like, the 15 minutes and then get another 41, we would only get 1 distortion in, like, an hour, essentially. Or if we were to keep resetting and keep getting, like, similar bad luck, we just wouldn't get a distortion ever. What's up, Jackaropu? Happy Friday to you too. Pretty sure being in battle pauses the timer too. Yeah, like, doing anything, like, pauses the timer. That, like, doing this pauses the timer. Like, opening your menu, opening the map, all that pauses the timer. Battling something pauses the timer. So it's best to just, like, sit still and wait. Which is what we do. That's why we, like, do other things while doing it. How my hunts going? We got kind of shafted on the space-time distortions. We keep getting alphas that we don't need now. We got a distortion that gave me an alpha mag mortar and Sylveon, which Sylveon is one of the 2 evolutions I already had alpha. And then we just haven't gotten any shinies at all. I am in a pretty bad drought when it comes to shinies. So we are over we're almost 14k between both Bidoof and Mew. And I am 7,250 in on a 1 in 4096 hunt currently. So we're doing pretty bad right now. Yeah, distortions sound dumb, and that is why I find it funny that people assume when I say I'm going for an alpha living dex that they think I'm going for a shiny alpha living dex. Like, I don't think people realize how absurdly unrealistic that is to go for. There is no way you are getting all of the space-time distortion exclusives as shiny alphas, like, in your lifetime. There just isn't. Unless all you do is play Legends Arceus and just wait for distortions to show up. And then there's also all the Burmese. Just super unrealistic. Like, you could realistically get, like, most of the alpha shinies, but as soon as you need to get, like, the distortion exclusives and the tree exclusives, like, that's gonna be years upon years of grinding. Do alphas get a special distinction in home? They have a little alpha symbol in home. And then they get an alpha mark when you send them into Scarlet and Violet. Maybe someday people will find a way to super abuse shiny alphas, space and distortion exclusives. I don't know. I feel like we know all the info about distortions. Like, they're pretty darn random, and there's not really a way to influence when they show up. And then there's not really... I don't think there's a way to influence what you get from them either, besides being in one area versus another. So I don't think there'll ever be a way to abuse it unless someone figures out how to, like, RNG abuse these games. And that would only be to, like, get them shiny, right? I guess you could probably get them alpha to be. But yeah, I don't know. I'm like, I don't think there's a lot of info on RNG manipulation in, like, most modern Pokemon games. I don't think it's just a Legends Arceus thing. I had someone comment on my shiny tier list video saying that I was wrong because I forgot to include RNG manipulation, which I don't consider a legitimate shiny hunting method, so sorry anyone who does that. But they were like, no, all the Gen 6 and up shinies are way harder because you can't RNG manipulate them. I'm like, that is just so wild to say that. If you want to do this, you're trying to get through Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon for the living decks, and then you might start. Good luck. We made a lot of progress in a pretty short period of time, but I didn't start at, like, scratch. This was, like, my main save file for Legends. I was already, like, catching alphas in. Scarlet and Violet bum you out. You were so ready for them to be amazing Pokemon games before the launch, and now you're confident in... You're not confident in Pokemon games going forward anymore. I was not confident in them at launch. Like, I hate to be that guy, but as soon as, like, we found out that they were overworld shinies, I was kind of already checked out. And I had, like, a little bit of optimism when I started. Like, I was still, like, oh, I kind of like that they don't sparkle. It's a little harder to find them. It's not as obvious. And it's just... Once I did a sandwich for sparkling power, it just really opened my eyes of how ridiculously stupid it was. And then also, that's not even talking about, like, all the bugs and the frame rates and all that crap. But yeah. I wasn't really, like, excited when they were right before they got released, and I can confidently say they're like one of my least favorite Pokemon games. RNG abuse is not a method. A lot of people think it's like an actual method, but it's like, and it's like, it's fine if you RNG abuse, but it bothers me when people are like, hey, you should RNG abuse, or why don't you include RNG abuse in this video? It's like, RNG abuse is an exploit that is not intended to be in the game. It's just something you can figure out. Like, it's wacky and, like, I guess kind of cool that you can do it, but it's not intentional. That'd be like me including every single glitch to, like, say there was a glitch that just forced everything to be shiny. That'd be like me saying that's an actual shiny hunting method. Like, it's not. Like, I'm not gonna say the Raid Den exploit in Sword and Shield was a shiny hunting method. Like, that would be stupid. That's clearly not intentional, and it's an exploit. There's so many people that, like, say, like, get like offended when I don't include RNG abuse in, like, a tutorial video or something, or when I say it's not, like, an actual intended method, when factually it is not an actual intended method. Like, don't get me wrong, legitimacy is pretty much opinion-based. Like, you can be as strict or as loose with your rules on what is considered legit or not as you want, but don't be pushing that on other people. Like, I'm doing this Mew. This Mew is not 100% legit. I'm hunting it legitimately, but I'm not, like, I didn't obtain it legitimately. But for me, it's fine. I'm not going to tell everyone that this is what they should be doing to get Mew, and if you don't, you're a fool. Like, if you are not comfortable doing this, and you want to use, like, the Go Mew that's, like, 100% legit, that's amazing. Like, I have full respect for you for doing that. Isn't it better to start a new save file and get to the part of the story where space distortions are common? Are they more common at a certain point? I've never heard of that before, so. Faith in Game Freak is negative right now. Faith in Game Freak has been negative for a while, but at least the games were still enjoyable, in my opinion. Scarlet and Violet wasn't really enjoyable. It was pretty enjoyable to play through the first time, but after that, there was no enjoyment after. Just really hope Pokemon learns from the mistakes. I don't really have faith. I think their quote-unquote learning from mistakes of Scarlet and Violet is essentially keep doing Scarlet and Violet, but just have it perform better. That's kind of what I'm expecting, and that's not what I want in a Pokemon game at all. Cute Charm glitch. And it's not really a glitch, it's just an exploit. It's just called a Cute Charm glitch. You forgot the action replay method? Exactly. It's like when people brag about, like, getting, like, a Shundo or something in Pokemon Go that they hatch because they defit. Like, it's not impressive. Like, it's fine if you enjoy doing that, but it's not, like, impressive. I think it's weird to brag about it. Like when people brag about RNG manipulating a shiny. Like, I understand it's not the easiest thing in the world, but it's just not impressive to me. I think it's cooler, like, learning how to do it and figuring it out. I don't think it's cool to, like, actually do it for, like, a shiny collection. Yeah, like, I've toyed with the idea of doing a Cute Charm glitch save file, but I know for certain I will just play through, like, the first gym, and then just the fun of it would wear off really fast for me. Yo, why is this game on red light? This game should not be on red light. What the heck? I wonder if I used my wacky freaking third-party charger and it didn't work properly. I have this third-party, like, Game Boy charger, and even though it'll, like, tell me it's charging stuff and, like, it'll finish charging, it doesn't, like, charge stuff sometimes. It doesn't actually charge my game sometimes. What's the deal with the shiny, burned, low-health ghost? Ask Mind of Rome. It's their idea. It allows me to ensure that I can't fail this Mew. Mew gets Metronome in this. And Metronome essentially means no matter how prepared you are, you'll always have a chance of failing it. But with these burned ghosts, they don't have to be ghosts. They just have to be Pokemon with Taunt. And it allows me to make sure that Mew cannot use Metronome. And then also I can get it to 1 HP, put it to sleep, and then give it a really high catch rate with Transform. RNG abuse has many methods, my good friend. It's not a shiny hunting method, though. It's not like an actual shiny hunting method. Doesn't matter how many ways there are to do it. It's an exploit. Like, it's fine if you do it, but don't be acting like people are weird for not doing it, or like people are stupid for not doing it, or like, oh, you need to open your third eye and start doing some RNG abuse. Like, no, like, I could just chuck an action replay in my games and get everything shiny. Like, doesn't mean I'm going to. And if I'm Mew in Ruby and Sapphire, you cannot find Mew in Ruby and Sapphire. This is Emerald. And you have to do either a lot of glitches or just hack the event in. It was an old event that they distributed a really long time ago. You're so excited for Splatfest in 4 hours? I don't know what that is. I just know it's for Splatoon. I've never played Splatoon. Alright, I guess I gotta grab my charger because my game didn't charge last night, so that's cool. Dang it, now this game is gonna be like sticking out farther. Because of the cord being in the way. Why did my game have to not charge all the way? That's so annoying. Now this is gonna feel weird to like do this. Guess I could put this forward. I guess I'll just put everything forward a little bit. And just do it like that. It still feels weird though, because now everything's closer. See, like, you see this distortion? How long this distortion has taken? If we had, like, slept in a tent, that would have just made it most likely take longer than it's already gonna take. Dude, Mind of Rome, I was super confused at first because I saw Nate's chat in YouTube. Guys, if you make a chat in YouTube, you don't have to, like, go over to Twitch and chat it again if I don't respond right away. Like, I will respond, unless chat is, like, really crowded. I feel like a lot of people have been doing that, where, like, I won't respond right away, so they'll go to Twitch and, like, send the message again. Like, you don't have to do that. Sometimes I'm just, like, talking about something else, and it takes me a minute to get to the chat messages. And also, if I don't get to your message after too long, you can just send it again in the same chat. You're not, like, more or less likely to get your message read by posting in different chats. Oh, yeah, you didn't know they were random timers? I see. Yeah, they're just random. So, like, theoretically, yeah, sometimes it could make it faster, but it's not really worth trying. I'm still curious about what Daniel was talking about. I didn't know distortions were more common at a certain point in a playthrough. Is that true? Does anyone have any like evidence to back that up? I've never heard of that before. Because if it is true, it'd be worth like messing around with another save file. You know there are different ways to RNG abuse, but exploiting the pseudo-random number generation is not a shiny hunting method. Exactly. Couldn't say it better myself. Like, it's fine if you do it, but it's not like an actual shiny hunting method. It's just an exploit. And people who do RNG abuse, if they hear the word exploit, they think, oh, no, that's a bad word. RNG abuse isn't bad like that. It's like, exploits aren't necessarily bad. Like, people use exploits for everything all the time. Why do you think I literally, like, duplicated the Smeargle that I use 100 times? Like, doesn't mean it's, like, bad. Sometimes it just makes things more convenient. But what I care about with shiny hunting is that the shinies are rare. So when you RNG abuse, it takes away the rarity. So I really don't care about RNG abuse at all. I have no interest in it. Can you just keep resetting for the 5-minute distortion? Just wait 5-minute reset? Yeah, but by the time you end up getting the 5-minute, then like 30-40 minutes would probably have passed anyway. It's like a 1 in 6 chance. Like, odds are you're gonna be spending a good amount of time to get it to work right away. Like, again, it's not... Like, it could theoretically make something faster if you get lucky with it, but it's not worth doing that. When there's a solid chance you just get one in, like, a 10 or 15-minute timer normally, you know? Plus, hey, if we're waiting for distortions, that just means more Mew encounters. After you're exiled, but before you catch your legendary, the 10 and 5-minute rolls are a bit higher. It's not enough to be worth playing through the game again. I will be playing through the game 2 more times to get an Amorous for my Living Dex challenge, but... So maybe if we get to that point, we'll look into it. More Mew equals more Pog. True. Remember when they had a vote on the new PogChamp emote? And everyone knew it was going to be the Komodo Dragon because there's no way they were going to tie it to like an actual person again. That is interesting. Like, why would the distortions be more likely? I guess maybe because that's when, like, the sky's all wonky and, like, everything's distorting, but... Yeah, if it's just, like, a higher chance and not, like, guaranteed, it'd be nice if it was, like, oh, the max is, like, 15 during this time. Like, that'd be cool, but... Yeah. I mean, if I ever get to that... But I've been toying with the idea of, like, playing through Legends again on my other Switch. Because not only do I have to do it for an Amorous anyway, but I want to make a full odds-only file. I have to play through X and Y. That's like kind of more of a priority so I can do my Gen 6 Living Dex challenge. How far is my Living Dex progress? Are you doing forms and stuff? All forms, gender differences, regional variants, all that stuff. I've finished Gen 5. So I have Gen 1 through 5 completed. I have videos for all of them on my channel, on my YouTube channel. I think I'm just gonna like zoom this out a little bit. Also, do you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna focus the camera. I'm always a little self-conscious that the focus is gonna be a little off when I like move stuff over. I don't want it to be like that. There we go. That should look probably a little better. a project you want to do, then but then you just go back to shiny hunting. You really should do the living dex. Thing about the living dex is that, I guess depending on what you're going for, it could be either the short-term goal or the long-term goal. Like, going for a full living dex is kind of a long-term goal, but I mean, going for a shiny living dex would be even like a longer-term goal. So, like, the way I see it is like, yeah, I'm still shiny hunting and whatnot. I'm not like full forcing my living dex challenge all the time. But, like, obviously once I finish the living dex challenge, then it'll be like shiny hunting. Like, then it's like, now we gotta go for the shiny living dex kind of deal. Like finding like one shiny, even like a full odd shiny, would definitely be faster than doing like a full living dex. Or even like a generation of a living dex. But getting like a full team of shinies or like a full generation of shinies or whatever you're going for, like, it's just going to be quicker to do the living dex first. Just get that done with. That's kind of my goal. Problem is you have 2 kids, you find it easier to squeeze in shiny hunting. Or do shiny hunting while they're around. Yeah, but like doing a living dex isn't like different. The living dex is like the same kind of process. It's just more of like playthroughs of games as well. Like, just whenever you have like that downtime, usually like late at night, you can just do it. I have the unfortunate reality of I have to record everything I do when I do that, so it's not as convenient for me. A lot of people kind of forget that that's a factor. Like, a lot of people are constantly asking like when my next living dex video is going to be out, when they don't realize that not only does it take a really long time to do a full generation of a living dex the way I'm doing it, but I also have to record everything I do and also edit a video of everything I do, which makes it take that much longer. Like, if I wasn't making it into a video series, I would already be done with the full living dex. I would have been done with it a while ago. I had just done it on my own time. It's more of a commitment. You always have more of an urge to shiny hunt. I guess I get that. Shiny hunting is just like, if you don't have that much time, you can just get like a couple hundred resets in or encounters or whatever, depending on what you're doing. When like a living dex is more like a, alright, we have 300 Pokemon we have to catch right now. At least like for me though, I kind of do it in stages. Like right now, the reason why I'm not like streaming my Gen 6 living dex video is because I need to play through X and Y. So like, when I have like free time at night or something, I'll do a little bit of like my Y playthrough. So I split it up pretty well so that it's not like draining. Although I'll tell you what, man, I don't know what it is with like playing through X and Y, but it has been a slow process. Like, I just beat the second gym, and this is like my fourth like play session of X and Y. And it's like, my issue is I chose Flabebe. I got a first encounter orange Flabebe. So I put that on my team, and I thought that was cool. And it's like, it evolved, and I'm like, oh, it's going to be stronger when it evolves. And it's like, Floette is kind of garbage. Like, it's only good once it's a Florges, and I don't even know when I get the Shiny Stone. I'm pretty sure it's like much later. And then I got a Hone Edge, which I know like Aegislash is really good, but right now my Hone Edge is like super underleveled. And I chose Charmander as the Kanto starter so I can have like Charizard being like a flying type, but my starter was Braixen, so I have 2 fire types on my team. And it's like my 2 strongest Pokemon. If there's a rock type or a water type, I'm kind of screwed. So it's been like tough. It's been tough finding like a good variety of Pokemon that are strong. Like, I got the old Rod and I'm like, oh, I need a water type. I can get a water type. And all I'm fishing up are Love Disc. I'm like, this is like literally the weakest water type in the whole series. Besides like solo form Wishy-Washy, essentially. Spiky or Pichu, thank you for the shiny luck. Am I playing X and Y only on Twitch? If I'm live streaming, that is also on Twitch. I'm simulcasting. So what you see now on YouTube is what is also being shown on Twitch. And vice versa. I'm currently not doing any of the living decks on stream because I don't think playing through X and Y is good content for streaming. So I just do that on my own time. Like, part of the reason it takes so long to show evidence that I'm doing a living dex is because a lot of times I have to play through the games, like, multiple times. And that is just, in my opinion, not worth streaming. Like, it's very boring. I'm not a fan of, like, playing through Pokemon games after the initial playthrough. And I find it very boring, and I just don't think it'd be something worth streaming. So I just do it on my own time. But once I have, like, Xerneas and Yveltal, then I will start streaming the living decks. Yeah, the Rotom code dropped. Can that thing be shiny? Or do we have to wait till, like, next weekend for it to be shiny? I don't know how that works. We can only get, like, one, which is pretty typical for Niantic. Remember this Pokemon that we released, like, 4 years ago, and it has 6 forms, and we only released one of its forms, and then, like, it took us, like, 2 years to release the form globally? Yeah, now here's the basic form of it, and you only get one of it. Good luck. They treated Rotom so poorly in Pokemon Go, and they still do. It's so sad. Wouldn't mind X and Y in the background, but it's a game that takes up more time. What do you mean by X and Y in the background? Like, there's no way I'd be able to play through it while shiny hunting. There's no way I'd be able to play through a Pokemon game while shiny hunting. That's too much. The reason why shiny hunting can be done, like, simultaneously with other shiny hunting is because the controls are so basic. Like, this Bidoof is literally just, I tap the bottom part of the screen over here, and then I do left and right on the D-pad. When this Mew, I do this little motion, and then I go down, left, down, and then up, right, up, and then A. Like, it's very basic. I wouldn't be able to, like, play through a Pokemon game where you have to, like, see what the opponent's Pokemon is, go this specific direction, then this direction, then find this item, then go over here, then do this. Like, it would be too much to try to do while shiny hunting. I even tried to shiny hunt Bidoof while doing the Gen 5 living dex on stream, and after, like, 2 encounters, I was like, this is too difficult. Really doubt it can be shiny. Also super annoyed you can't redeem this for your dad. Used to be able to on Android, but it seemed like the link service that their promo code website accepts to get anything. No, they said you had to do it through, like, a different site now. Pokemon Niantic's trying to drag out Pokemon Go for another 10 years because they rely on super casual players playing. They have no Pokemon knowledge. I know firsthand because you have friends that some Pokemon are new and they're really super old, yeah. Yep. Niantic did as much as they could to extend Pokemon Go's lifespan, and it was to their detriment. I think if they were not as, like, slow-rolled for everything, the game would be easier to stay hooked on. But now they just rely on FOMO and slow releases. And it's just, like, a lot of people get pushed away because of that. Like, just think about if they had released every shiny from the start. It would be cooler trying to hunt certain shinies during certain events as opposed to it being one featured shiny and then, like, it's either really easy to get or not worth going out for. Like, it would add so much more replayability to Pokemon Go in the sense of, like, any day you could be, like, going after something. When we are in the state where it's, like, even if they do events as much as they do, they have to be, like, the perfect event or else they're not really worth playing. And that's just because of the way they've been running the game. What's up, Doggo Doge? Welcome in. You could Dynamax Adventures on the side. You're doing Zygarde while play through Black 2. I don't like Dynamax Adventures, so no, I'm not going to do that. I'm doing Space-Time Distortions on the side. I don't think you guys have realized that. I'm doing 2 different shiny hunts and Space-Time Distortions. Why do you guys want more from me? You guys are the people that watch TikToks and you gotta have Subway Surfers at the bottom. Like I already feel like this is kind of pushing that boundary right now.
This does put a smile on my face.
And you guys are like, no, you gotta play X and Y as well and do Dynamax Adventures with it too. What's up, Panda? Welcome in. Yeah, I simulcasted for a bit. I used like a plugin on OBS, and it kept disconnecting like midstream. So I had to like figure that out. So I stopped simulcasting for a bit, but now I'm back because I'm using a different like service, and it's been working pretty well for the most part. It's not flawless, but it's better than it was. Also, speaking of Space-Time Distortions, it has been a while. I think we're getting a 40-minute timer on this one. You hate playing X and Y so much that you action replayed a level 100, catching Smeargle and rare candies, and skipped all the trainers that you could. See, for me, I just caught a Smeargle in Emerald version, and then duplicated a bunch of rare candies to make it level 100, and then duplicated that Smeargle a bunch of times, and then just send it into like every game. So I'm just going to use that same Smeargle in X and Y. So kind of the same wavelength, but a little different. But I'm not using it to play through, because obviously it's not my OT. Would be hard to do that. Niantic's offer redemption site doesn't accept a Pokemon Trainer Club login. Oh, really? I guess you would have to then do like log in with a like connect your account to a different like Google account or something. Pokemon Go FOMO is weird. Everything will come back eventually. No. At least in terms of the costumes. Then when I say no, because there's been costumes that have been released one time and have never come back. You guys remember the Pikachu with the black hat that had those lightning bolts on it? That was like a collab for some clothing company. Yeah, that was like 6 years ago or something, and it has never come back. So yeah, that's just false. In terms of like non-costume Pokemon, yeah, for the most part, yes. But sometimes, like I always bring the example of like Jinx. Jinx has never had an actual good event where it spawns, and it's been available as a shiny for like 4 years now, and I still don't have it, and I can't just go out and hunt it, because if I do, it'd be hours to get a couple encounters. I'd have to get really lucky with it. So like, it's annoying, but yeah, things do come back and eventually become easier in Pokemon Go. But when it comes to the costumes, it's like a coin flip if something's coming back or not. Their shiny rules are super dumb. No middle or fully evolved stages being shiny eligible unless it's a mega. Yeah, it is ridiculous. I think if you can encounter something, it's so dumb too, because they'll do like, oh, this new evolution event. And it'll be like, oh, cool, everything's shiny locked. They did an event where it was like Dragonair was spawning, Weezing was spawning, Golbat was spawning, like all these like evolved forms. And it was like, sweet, all these things that can't be shiny when they could have been if they were just base forms. Why don't I like Dynamax Adventures? I don't like how tedious they are, and I don't like boosted odd shinies, and it's just not fun for me. Like, I'd rather just soft reset for shinies than do those at full odds. They're very tedious, and they force you to do method hunting. I'm all for people doing method hunts, but I have an issue when they force you to method hunt. That's one of the biggest issues I have with Legends. They essentially force you to raise your shiny odds. You never claim to be an expert, you just know that different games have different RNG behavior. Oh, you're talking about that. Casual Cade, thank you for the shiny lock. I think we're just saying if you want to stream your progress through X and Y and do a shiny hunt in the back, we'd watch. Oh yeah, I'm sure you would, but it's not something I would want to do. And it also would be very difficult for me to do that. I would find it, like, I'm not going to make content that I find boring, you know? So I wouldn't stream that. I just don't. I don't think that's exciting. Even if you guys would disagree, I don't think that's exciting. It's not interesting to me, so I wouldn't want to stream it. You just don't care for costume Pokemon other than the Sunglasses Absol. Sunglasses Absol is a low-key one of the lamer ones too. They've had some cool ones, but yeah, like it's annoying because a lot of times they won't even release new shinies and they'll just do a bunch of costumes that are like impossible to get and then they'll never come back nowadays. Dynamax Adventures are like the worst aspects of PvP and shiny hunting combined. You can get screwed out of a shiny check because of bad luck, bad teammates, plus you can still hunt for months with no legendaries to show for it. And on top of that, some of them are required that you have other people to help you, like Zygarde, and sometimes, and the longer as time goes on, the harder it's going to be to get people for that. And inevitably, they'll disable the Switch Online functionality, so eventually it'll just be impossible to shiny hunt Zygarde with that. But yeah, there's not really anything for me to like about Dynamax Adventures, if I'm being honest. It's just not for me. I don't have like an issue with them, like for other people. They're just really not for me. I think it's ridiculous that some legendaries are only huntable through them as well. Like the Tapus and Zygarde and Solgaleo and Lunala and Necrozma. I think that's also ridiculous. Like, especially if they're going to shiny lock every legendary in every other game moving forward. How's the hunt going? I mean, we're getting a lot of nothing. About to be over odds for Mew. Already way over odds for my Motostoke gym hunts, and then we're 6,700 in on Bidoof. So a whole lot of nothing. To your point, but you have tons of fun both on and offline doing Dynamax Adventures. You've gotten tons of cool shinies and legends from it. It's pretty easy, passive way to hunt. Yeah, I think in general it's like an easy way to find shinies. If you're specifically targeting legendaries, which most people are, it's a little more tedious. But again, like, as much as I want to hunt boosted odds and then phase 100 times, like, that's just not for me. That's one of the reasons I don't like the overworld shiny games. Is because it's just like, you just get, like, shiny shoved down your throat, but it's never, like, what you're actually going for. Solo Zygarde is possible. You got one. You did the path reset method. Yeah, I've heard it's possible, but it's not realistic to hunt. It's just not. And it's very luck-based, too. Very luck-based, if you even can get an encounter. Like, here's the thing. I don't like that it's boosted odds, and it's not because I think it's too easy. I just like hunting at full odds. I like the rarity factor of that. But the golden rule of shiny hunting is encounter rate is more important than shiny rates. Like, it doesn't matter if a solo Zygarde is possible. You're just gonna be not getting many encounters for it, even with a 1 in 100 or 1 in 300 chance. Like, it's just gonna take you forever to find the shiny. When on the flip side, if they just let us, like, shiny hunt it in Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon at, like, full odds, it would be, like, a way more satisfying and enjoyable hunt that isn't, like, stressful and obnoxiously annoying. And, like, rage-inducing whenever you lose. You know? Do you think Pokemon as a whole is on a downslope towards extinction? No. I think the mainline game quality has took a massive dip, but saying close to extinction is just not even remotely relevant. The reason why the mainline games have been, like, suffering in quality lately is because that they're not their main moneymaker. They put all their work and time into, like, the merch and stuff, and that's, like, their big money makers. Pokemon's not going anywhere. It's still the most profitable franchise of all time. They just don't have to try as hard for their games because people buy them anyway, and it's not even, like, their biggest concern when it comes to making money. I guess you fall somewhere between a method and full out hunter. You like method hunts, but you've done full out hunts before. That's what I used to be. And like, I'll still mess with method hunts. I just don't count them towards my shiny living deck. And that's mainly because of Scarlet and Violet. Scarlet and Violet really changed my perspective on shinies like altogether. In a bad way. It's no secret. What's up, Dominic? You got something great yesterday? It's the Hot Wheels version of Chief Brody's Chevy Blazer from Jaws. Funny enough, I've never seen Jaws. But I'll take your word for it that it's really cool that the whatever the Hot Wheels thing you got is the. That's it. You're not buying any more Pokemon games just for hearing that. Hearing what I said about like their quality going down? That's not. Why would you need to hear that from me? It's very apparent. You just need to play Scarlet and Violet to realize that. Dude, I actually saw a TikTok, and you know, like I always consider us in like a little bubble. Like we're in this bubble. You know, if you didn't agree with my takes most of the time, you probably wouldn't be watching me. So I always just see it as like we're in this little bubble. We have these like opinions and stuff, and like I see from chat a lot of people agree with me, but I feel like that's like such a minority of people. I'm always like, yeah, we're definitely in the minorities here. I saw a random TikTok on someone like comparing Sword and Shield to Scarlet and Violet, and I was just curious. I looked at the comments, and overwhelming the comments were like, yeah, Sword and Shield was way better than Scarlet and Violet. There was only like a couple of comments that said like Scarlet and Violet were better, and like most were just like, yeah, Sword and Shield was way better. And I'm like, I'm not crazy, guys. I'm not crazy. Oh, there's a distortion over here. How'd I miss this? I can't tell if it's about to start or not even close to starting. I guess we just gotta get over there quickly. And it was funny because the creator of the TikTok was like saying that they liked Scarlet and Violet more. But yeah, like overwhelming the comments were like, yeah, Sword and Shield was just way better. And I was like, wow, people actually get it. It's crazy. Alright, we made it. Good night, Thor. Thank you for hanging out. Yeah, every factor of Dynamax Adventures is Lux. It's like, I don't like the idea of having a random chance to get an encounter at a random chance at a shiny. I don't agree with that. It's just not for me. Also, I'm getting targeted. Guess I'll go over here. I'll just go in my corner over here where no one can bother me. One in 100 with a terrible encounter rate is worth than an SR at 4096. I don't know what you mean by that. Is worth more or less? Also not working towards like a living deck, so just shiny hunt we think is cool. And that's a great mindset to have, Wacko. Most people don't really get that nowadays. Everyone's got to get a living dex as quickly as possible so that when you don't get shinies force-fed to you, it's like a lot of people take, like, I don't like that. A lot of people are like, I'm not getting the shiny after 5 minutes? This is ridiculous. When that should never really be the mindset you should have. You don't agree with everything, but you've been around here shiny hunting for so long, you've grown up to shiny pixels don't affect your day. They don't affect my day, but when I enjoy a series and I see the series is suffering and what I really enjoy about a series is suffering and not what I like, it just makes me sad. And since I have this platform, like, you're gonna hear my opinion on it, you know? After United States, shiny hunting really went downhill. Scarlet Violet could have been amazing if they didn't have bugs and lag and they gave us the shiny sound and animation too. You're taking away things that has made the game. I disagree. I think it would have been better if they fixed the bugs, but like the mechanics, the spawning mechanics are just poorly implemented. Try shiny hunting Dondozo, even with like max odds. You'll find a shiny, but like you will just get frustrated because of how poor the spawn mechanics are. The spawn and despawn mechanics, the way there's no animation for them, like it just looks terrible. It performs terrible. It's just, and then it's not satisfying when you find a shiny. There's no excitement. They're too easy, and then there's like no like jolt of like excitement when you find one anymore. 1 in 100 with a terrible encounter rate is worse than... Yeah, that's what I think. The way you look at it, too, is you don't have time to go for a full living dex. Life is about balance, everything in moderation. Exactly. Like, I like to hunt full odds, and eventually I want to go for a shiny living dex, but if it doesn't happen, then whatever. I'll be happy with what I've gotten. Do I have my Kanto shiny decks in home? I have a couple of them in home. I eventually will move them all into home. Collect many different 1 in 64 scale TV and movie cars. Your favorite brand when it comes to movie cars is Green Light. Interesting. You bought Scarlet when it came out and just never expected it to be terrible later on when you really play it for a while. The story was good. And the music was good. Like, I can't say everything about Scarlet and Violet was bad, but overall, they're like my least favorite Pokemon game. You heard that the first Jaws movie was the best in all the Jaws movies. That's usually how most, like, classic movies are. It's like Jurassic Park, you know? Jurassic Park is, like, a classic, but then every movie after it is, like, kind of bad. Came after X and Y, Omega Ruby, Alpha Sapphire, and then Sun and Moon, and then Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, and then Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. Also, we're switching over to Legends. I gotta do this distortion. Scarlet and Violet feels hollow. You don't feel attached to any specific town. You kind of did in the old games, and the main landscape is landed empty. Yeah, I agree. I just don't think Pokemon really lends itself well to be open world, if I'm being honest. I know that's probably something a lot of people are like, don't want to hear, but I think Legends did it better in terms of like exploration and whatnot. I think Legends did it better, but again, like I feel like the route-based area, like I think in my opinion, have route-based of like regions and stuff. Oh, do I not have audio? Let me turn the audio on. Have like route-based regions and stuff. Just have it be a little more free. Where like I don't have to do the gyms in a specific order. I can do the like, you know, have it be like a blend of that, but just like an old school style. I think it would work better. Hey, it's Magnemite. I probably have to catch this thing. I really tried to get the backstrike on that and I couldn't. Legends Arceus is a good open world game. You fully enjoyed Legends style gameplay. Legends was like my favorite Pokemon game to play through, and I think part of it was the fact that battling wasn't the forefront. This thing woke up. Whatever, I'll just chuck an Ultra Ball at it. Legends Arceus was like my favorite, one of my favorite games to play through. I still think I like Platinum playing through more. Like I typically don't enjoy replaying Pokemon games, but when I replayed Platinum for my Living Dex challenge, I thoroughly enjoyed it. Also, you guys can't even see my face because I have this mic in the way, but but yeah, like I thoroughly enjoyed it. So like Platinum's still probably my favorite, and like I still play other games like way more. Like Platinum will probably always be my favorite Pokemon game. Legends, in terms of just playing through, was up there, but in terms of my overall enjoyment, like I don't enjoy shiny hunting, and that's what keeps me coming back to Pokemon games. So I can't say Legends is like one of my favorite Pokemon games because I think like the main reason I keep playing Pokemon games is just not great in this game, so I don't have a reason to keep coming back to it. But playing through it was a blast. Give me one more Magnemite, please. Magnemite might be the only exclusive here, besides like its evolutions, I guess. There's no starters. Magnets don't sleep. I mean, it does have an eye, but it doesn't really close it, right? Lack of level skill in Scarlet and Violet was a strange decision. Yeah, so I wanted to find like a Pokemon to shiny hunt for so that I didn't get like spoiled. And I wanted to go for Tauros, and I found out that Tauros was like by Porta Marinata. And that's like realistically like the 3rd gym. So I like leveled up my Pokemon, got to the 3rd gym, and like battled the 3rd gym and whatnot. And then also, and then after that, I was like, oh, I'll battle the 1st and 2nd gym. And I thought they were going to scale accordingly, and they just didn't. So I was like, what the heck? Like, it was very strange that they didn't, like, scale the levels based on... Dude, literally even in the anime, they, like, showed that they scale levels based on what order you fight the gyms. You guys watch Pokemon? I think it was Pokemon Origins? The one that's, like, a retelling of Red and, like, technically, like, Fire Red, Leaf Green. Because it uses, like, the new designs for Red and Blue. But, they show Brock, like, specifically pick out, like, a team for Red to fight him because it's, like, his 1st gym. Like, why can't they do that in the games? Like, it makes so much sense. But yeah. Dude, there's like a whole nother area over here. What is this? Secrets. Wish I could see. You guys aren't alpha, and you're also Pokemon I wouldn't even need alpha even if I wanted them. Even if they were alpha. Dude, the amount of, like, flashing lights and crap. Oh my goodness. Alright, that's probably, like, most of, if not all the items, right? Mr. Mime. Mr. Mime! Yeah, I forgot about that. The Pokemon didn't close their eyes. I thought that was, like, I didn't think that was a bug, if I'm being honest, which is sad. I was like, it's really weird that, like, starting in Generation 5, they were, like, closing their eyes when they put to sleep, but now they, like, took that away in Scarlet and Violet. And then they ended up fixing it. Oh, look! A guaranteed alpha as the thing I get as an alpha. Cool. Like every other one I get. It's okay, we can get Eevee from outbreaks. We don't need to get Alpha Eevee. It just would be so good if we did, because clearly we didn't get Magnemite. I just know I'm gonna get a Magneton as an alpha, and I'm gonna be very disappointed. Hey look, a Vaporeon. That would have been great as an alpha. Isn't that crazy? Good thing I got Sylveon on the last outbreak, you know? One of the only ones I had already. I am a little hopeful I'll get Magnemite, though. Imagine I just land on top of that Staraptor. This Braviary decides it wants to eat it and just goes after it. That'd be crazy. Feral Pokemon. I don't know why I decided to just fly all the way back manually, but here we are. Oh, I forgot I caught the Magnemites. I gotta get rid of them then. The gym leader's pick an appropriate team making sense is not Game Freak's forte. Yeah, true. Oh wait, how many Magnemites do I have to catch? Oh, I still have to catch more, okay. You get really confused. How do you know if you've checked everything in the distortion? So there's only 3 exclusive spawns you get, and in this case it was 3 Magnemites. So I knew we had gotten all the Magnemites. The items, you just kind of look for them, and they're glowing, and like they glow that like bluish color. And if you don't see any more, you're just like, yeah, we got them all. And then you just wait for all the spawns. Like the spawns will just come and go, you know? We just wait till the distortion ends at that point. So that's how it works. All right, I gotta take a quick break, and then I'll be right back. I will be right back, and I'll catch up on chat and everything. Don't go anywhere. And let me know if a distortion shows up, okay? Sorry that took so long, guys. That took longer than I anticipated, but thank you everyone for waiting. Did I miss a distortion? Does anyone know if the distortions show up? I wouldn't be surprised. But there isn't. I guess if it's like a 30-minute timer, then it doesn't matter. We'll just still wait then. Although it's intense sunlight, so we can't wait. Let's do this. I didn't miss one? Well, one can't show up now, so guess it didn't matter. Alright, let me try to catch up on chat. If a message did pop up, you don't know if you could see it. It would be like on the top, yeah, kind of like right above this tent. Okay, it's not intense sunlight anymore. It's just regular sunlight, despite it being nighttime. Music was cool, you just didn't like how it seems they didn't try. I think they tried, I just think it was too much for them to handle. And also the one of the main issues is their time constraints. I think the Pokemon Company like really constrains their time. The whole Pekka event was so cringy, makes the Mon less cool when all it does is turn people into dancing idiots. I know you're probably in the minority with that statement, but at the same time, what am I doing? I need to get to this one. I kind of agree. And I don't think it ruined the Pokemon for me. But to me, that whole, like, dancing thing was them being like, oh, look how silly we are. Look how funny this is. And it just kind of felt forced to me. Like, it wasn't that funny. It was, like, weird seeing it at first. But then it just, like, it wasn't that... Like, the funniest part was Arvin. Because he, like, wasn't actually doing the dance. But, yeah, it felt kind of forced, if I'm being honest. Like, they could have done something more sinister with Pekka, they made the whole event super silly. You highly doubt they'd make Pokemon edgy. Have you played Legends Arceus? Also, have you seen Pokemon... Is it Generations? Also, literally, like, Lysander dies in Pokemon. It's implied that Cyrus dies in Pokemon. Like... They don't really shy away from that stuff. There's literally an NPC in Sun and Moon that tells you about their husband that died in a car accident. And that their Machamp survived because it was in the Pokeball when it happened. Also, Legends, like, Pokemon literally attack you and try to kill you. I think the main issue I had with the, and I get it, it's a free, like, bonus epilogue thing, so it didn't have to have much content to it, but it was just kind of the issue I had with the DLC in general, was just like, there's no voice acting, so it's a lot of just button mashing A through dialogue that is kind of unnecessary. It's a bunch of exposition that a lot of the times doesn't need to be there. And then... There's like a couple battles and that's it, and that's the whole thing. That's kind of how I feel about it. Yeah, like overall, the games are for kids, but they don't really shy away from like more mature themes and stuff. I mean, like, the wildest one was probably the car accident thing. That one, like, really caught me off guard when I played it, when I was, like, reading it. Don't forget the obligatory ghost girls they sometimes include. Those aren't, like, edgy. Like, they're just kind of, I don't know, unsettling in a way. It's really, like, just in Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire when you're in Phoebe's, gym, or Elite Four room, I guess. But I'll tell you what, as a kid, it always kind of freaked me out when I went to the old chateau and there were ghosts. Like, I wasn't sure what was going on, but it was just, like, weird seeing people float across the screen. I feel like Black 2, White 2 was edgy. I mean, Getsus literally is, like, about to kill you. And then doesn't, like, end save you. It's been a while since I've played Black 2, White 2. But, like, he literally uses Kyurem, and there's, like, those ice spear things that literally are, like, about to stab you to death. And then like, stops it. They like to keep it PG. They don't shy away from themes of, like, death and whatnot, but they're not, like, super explicit about it, except for that car accident one. That one, like, I'll tell you, that one really caught me off guard. Like, it felt very out of place in a Pokemon game. Just, like, this woman who's at a grave, and she's got this Machamp by her, and you just talk to her, and she's just like, this is my husband's grave. He died in a car accident. He was with the Machamp, but the Machamp survived because it was in its Pokeball. And I was just like, what are we doing? I'm like, why do we need to know this? Was it a Machamp? Or am I getting that confused with the ride Pokemon? I could be blending some stories. But it was like a Pokemon that survived in a car accident because it was in its Pokeball. I remember that. It was either in Sun and Moon or Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon. It was probably Sun and Moon. It's a Machamp? Okay. Is it the ride Machamp? Because doesn't she let you use it? Or am I just getting that mixed up? And it's just a random Machamp? Because isn't she like, here, you can use it to push boulders? Don't you tell every kid that walks up to you exactly how your husband died? In a game like Pokemon 2, that's, like, usually just, like, you don't even necessarily, like, see cars that often in Pokemon. Because the regions are so small. So it's just, like, it's so out of left field that it's just, like, a very real way that people die, too. Just told straight up to you. No, you get that from the one story person's mom or something. The grave one is a random Machamp. Oh, okay. Lots of Machamp going on in Sun and Moon, apparently. He died in a Tauros accident. It's different. It's like, did he fall off the Tauros? Did the Tauros kill him? Like, what's going on? Oh, whoops, I messed that up. It's like, he died while riding a Stoutland. Stoutland saw a squirrel and just went crazy. I know Squovet didn't exist then, but what other squirrel Pokemon we have? I mean, kinda Sentret, right? Sentret's more of like a Tanuki, though, which I guess is kind of like a squirrel, but a little different. What would be the weirdest Pokemon to like die on in an accident? Probably the Stoutland, right? Because it's just like a dog. You're just like riding a dog, and it doesn't go that fast. Like Charizard would be very easy. I guess Lapras would be kind of a hard one to get in a Lapras accident. Sharpedo makes more sense because you're going like high speeds on the Sharpedo. So Pachirisu, yeah, that's a good one. It's crazy how there's not like that many squirrel Pokemon. Despite, like, at least where I live, squirrels are very common animals. And there's like different kinds of them too that we see. Oh, wow, I actually did miss the text. I was like, I swear, I'm like looking at chat and I feel like I'm just gonna look at the worst time, and I actually did. I think this one's like about to start too. Alright, who do we got here? We got Walrein. I think Tangela's chill. I think I can just chill by Tangela. Just watch the cutscene to confirm she is being helped by a ride Machamp, but you don't get yours there. Oh, interesting. She's getting held. Held? You mean held, right? Or is she actually getting helped by a ride Machamp? Because the Machamp holds you. Oh, held, okay. And you don't get the ride Machamp there? That's actually wild. Wailord? Wailord's not a ride Pokemon, though. You get on Pony Island from the Mudsdale woman's mom. Yeah, I think that's how it is in the Ultra games, too. Yeah, it's helping her be held, so both work. Oh, jeez. I keep messing this up now. Alright, I'll do one more encounter, and then we'll do this distortion. Alpha Magnemite would be nuts. What's up, Poiple? Welcome in. Alright, Mew's not blue. Distortion time. This has to be the fastest I've swapped over to the distortion thing. Yeah, you better run. You are not who I want, but at least you're not alpha. Blind Guy McSqueezy, thank you for the shiny luck. Might as well catch the Magnetons, get that research up. I still need a shiny Magnemite for my Kanto shiny living dex. But I kind of want to get it in Platinum. I was going to try to get it in Fire Red Leaf Green, but I just got 3 Voltorbs in a row, and I didn't want to keep hunting in the power plant. But in Platinum, you can hunt for Magmar at the Fuego Ironworks, and Magnemite is like the second common thing. There's like 2 common things. It's like Magmar. Please don't tell me. Okay, there's a there's a Stun Tank. I was like, please don't tell me the Eevee's like instead of a Magnemite. That would have been wacko. Yeah, like if I get like Magmar first phase or something, you can do like Magnet Pull to make Magnemite like ridiculously common, and I think it'd be cool to do that. Isn't that a huge horse? There's Mudsdale. Oh yeah, well, Mudsdale wouldn't be like a goofy one to die on in an accident, you know? Like, I feel like a Stoutland would be like a goofy one to die in an accident. Or Lapras. I want this blue shard. Shooty's back. Welcome back, Shooty. He's become one with the ton. Now, I want the Mite, though. I want the Mite, both shiny and alpha. Oh, no alpha Magnemite. At least it does seem like we're guaranteed to just be getting stuff from the Magnemite line, and it does seem like Magnemite is the most common one. I wouldn't be surprised if Magnezone has a higher alpha rate, because I'm pretty sure the first one I got as an alpha was Magnezone, and I think it was like first encounter. No, the Bidoof has not become gold yet. 67.52 and I'm Bidoof. Dude, I really hope I don't get a Starly. It's gonna suck having to do like another phase for Bidoof. I didn't want the plump beans. Yucky. Might as well grab more then. This is a good area for a distortion. It's like nice and open. There's no hills and mountains, and I guess there's rocks, but even if something spawns in a rock, it's not like I'm gonna not see it. Oh, I got some red shards. Nice. The red shards seem very rare for some reason. Might as well break some of these while we're like waiting for these guys to spawn in. Get some tumblestone and some chunks of iron. Where are they at? There they are. It's nice having a lot of bag storage in this game. I have like, I think I have almost the max. Oh, Flareon, why couldn't you be alpha? That would have been crazy. Dude, they keep spawning these, like, the star pieces and the comet shards, like, on that border, and they're really hard to see. Yeah, I have to develop the might of the might. I can't wait to get an alpha Kadabra after the Alakazam. It's gonna be good. When I get the shiny Darkrai, it was one of my first shiny hunts I did, actually. I have a video on it. I got Shaman and Darkrai in Platinum, like, so long ago. You think of starting a living dex? Go for it. Why can't it just be 3 spawns every time? It should be that. It should be 3 spawns every time. And Eevee should always be alpha. Aww. Why is it always timed like that, man? Oh, doesn't the Starly almost look shiny? It's not. The feet looked a little more yellow than normal. Honestly, I think I'm gonna do the strategy where I might just stay in the coastlands. Let's just stay in the coastlands. Like, I just need to get Magnemite here, and that's it. Wait, what time is it? It's 4:37. Okay, I thought it was 4:57 at first. I was like, wait a minute. Every Pokemon should just always spawn alpha. I disagree. As good as that would be for my challenge, it would... I like the idea of actually having a challenge in a game. Yeah, we'll just stay here and wait for another one. I might just do that until I get Magnemite. My battery's at 33%, but won't be streaming for much longer. Isn't Darkrai supposed to be blue? No. There's never been a blue Darkrai, I don't think. The normal one is black with a red scarf thing, and the shiny one is purple with like a magenta scarf thing. The eye is blue when it's not shiny. This could be for my challenge. There would be no challenge. Exactly. I mean, it's the same thing I have, like, when I saw a bunch of people do, like, I caught every shiny starter in Scarlet and Violet. And I just kind of roll my eyes. Like, I feel like just challenges in Scarlet and Violet are not challenges anymore. Or just, like, in Pokemon games. Pokemon is fun when there is something that can be a challenge. Getting all the ribbons on a Pokemon, getting a living dex, finding shinies. A lot of times they've been taking a lot of that challenge aspect of Pokemon away in the later games, and it hasn't been as fun because of it. I'll tell you what, I haven't opened my Scarlet or Violet copies in so long because I only have one more mark to get in Scarlet and Violet, and I'm not ready to go for it yet. Like, I have no reason to open up those games. And it's low-key, it's kind of been nice. Kind of been nice not, like, playing those games. Darkrai always looked ghost to you. It really threw me off when I found out that Darkrai was pure dark type. I thought for sure it was like a dark ghost type because it looks like a ghost. But like at the same time, like, I mean, obviously it's a pure dark type. Its name is Darkrai. Wish they fixed the once-in-a-lifetime ribbon from Wonder Training. I honestly don't care about that. If they do fix it, it kind of like it's a stupid ribbon anyway. Like it kind of messes with ribbon master quests because you theoretically can get that ribbon on your ribbon master Pokemon, but you won't be getting that Pokemon back if you do. So I I don't like the idea of that ribbon. If I'm being honest, I think the new marks and like ribbons they added to Scarlet and Violet are kind of not good. The only cool ones were like the jumbo and mini marks. Every other mark they added kind of like ruined the idea of marks. Like they're supposed to be like random chance things you get, not things you can earn on your Pokemon. And then yeah, the once in a lifetime ribbon, I'm honestly glad it doesn't work. Like no point to it. Like, oh no, oh man, you got someone else's Pokemon that has it. Cool, I guess. It's a cute thing from Wonder Trading. I feel like Wonder Trading used to be a lot cooler, and that kind of bring that feeling back. I think there's a better way they could do it though. It doesn't have to be a ribbon. I don't like the ideas of them making ribbons that are just like impossible to get on like Pokemon that you're trying to earn ribbons for. I think that's a stupid way of doing it. Like do something else, sure, but I don't have it be a ribbon. That's kind of my take on it. Why does coffee make people use the bathroom? I have no idea. I don't drink coffee, so. It's probably something that's in the coffee, maybe like the caffeine or something. I don't know. Just gotta do a casual check if I'm blind thing. Because I actually do miss that distortion message quite often, it seems. Look at that, your Tarantula has a Wonder Trade mark. Yeah, I honestly would probably hate it more if it was a mark. Like what's cool about ribbons is being able to earn these ribbons on your own Pokemon, and you get to like keep them and like transfer them through games and stuff. Like I've always thought that was a cool idea, and the Wonder Trade ribbon kind of is everything against that. Like essentially, like it has to be someone else's Pokemon, and you can't just earn it. You have to get lucky with it, and then like. Oh, do I ribbon master this Pokemon that means nothing to me? With the 5 ribbons I can get it? Because it's like a Gen 9 Pokemon. The 2 ribbons I can get it, or whatever. Yeah, I'm not a fan of that. I'm glad it doesn't work, if I'm being honest. Yeah, Mew's 188-192. You don't drink caffeine? I mean, I drink, like, pop. Sorry, soda. Where I live, we call it pop. And I know that's, like, a really weird thing, but... But that's just how it is where I live. Like, I love Coca-Cola, and that's got caffeine in it. I don't drink coffee, though. I don't need... Like, I'm not addicted to the drug that is caffeine, you know? I don't need to drink it every day. I don't need to have a coffee every day in order to function. Unfollowing because pop. Yeah, people are, like, weird about that. Like, I understand it's, like, not the popular way to say it, but, like, that's how I grew up saying it. It's just what we say where I live. Which is funny because it's like a state thing. It's not even like, because I think most of the US calls it soda too, or at least is it the southern US? Like, I think it's like a small portion of the US calls it pop, and I'm just landing that portion of it. But I think it's because I think it's like we call it technically soda pop, but obviously that would be stupid to call it that, so we just call it pop for short. At least you don't call them a Coke. See, that's the thing. We do call it. Oh, you mean like in general? I call like Coca-Cola Coke. But yeah, we don't like. Yeah, I know there's places that call like every form of soda a Coke, which is just factually incorrect because that's a name brand. It'd be like calling toilet paper Kleenex, you know? Like, it's not even the same thing. When you call, like, a Pepsi a Coke, or, like, a Sprite a Coke. It's just, like, wrong. Yeah, so, like, calling it Coke is so wild to me. Pop has caffeine when? Not all of it does, but Coca-Cola does. There's a decent amount of, like, bigger brands that have caffeine in them, but I think, like, root beer doesn't. And then I think usually, like, ginger ales don't, and, like, lemon lime sodas usually don't. But, like, I think colas usually do. But yeah, I'm not, like, addicted to pop. I don't drink it all the time. I'll drink it, like, on the weekends, and that'll be it. When am I doing Gen 6 living decks? You should already know the answer to that. I'm not even gonna say. Calling every soda Coke should be illegal, yeah, honestly. Honestly, the worst thing about Scarlet and Violet to me is the lack of battle facility to earn another ribbon. And actually use the Pokemon. I mean, for me, the worst thing is, like, the lack of rarity in everything. Nothing is exciting or rare to find. Like, that's mainly when I refer to shinies, but it extends beyond that. But that is probably second for me. Like, I'm not big into the battling, but I always liked having those battle facilities, battle towers, and whatnot, because it was always something to grind for, especially ribbons. Like if you're not having, like, the battle facility, have some sort of contest thing, you know? Like, Scarlet and Violet had no post-game content. It had no post-game content besides a paid DLC, and once you beat those stories, again, no post-game content. Like, I truly mean what I say. Like, when I finish my Mark challenge, I probably just will not be touching Scarlet and Violet, like, at all. Which do I prefer, coffee or tea? I don't drink either, so neither. If I had to pick, I'd probably say coffee, though. Because I used to drink coffee as a kid. I didn't, like, drink it, but I would, like, try some of my mom's coffee. And I just thought it was weird, but I don't drink coffee as, like... I don't actually drink either, so... I mean, tea's better for you, but I think I would probably prefer to drink coffee if I had to choose, but I don't drink either, so... Can't wait to experience You Say I Noticed That right away for the first time. No, we gotta do that April Fool's video that someone suggested, where I just shiny hunt in Scarlet and Violet and then act like it's crazy when I find shinies. Yo, dude, I found my 30th shiny in 3 hours. No, there's no way. I saw that right away. That was such a funny idea, but I don't think I'm actually gonna do that. And then there's a surprise caffeine and, like, Sunkist or certain sorts of root beer. Yeah, I mean, it depends on, like, the brand and stuff and, like, what kind of pop it is. You gotta grind battle points instead of quests to use them for the printer and such you'd actually uninstall. Well, I mean, that's different, though. Usually BP is, like, for, like, more premium items like rare candies and you know, like vitamins and battle items and stuff like that. But the Blueberry Academy, like, those points are a little different. Alright, I think I'm just gonna end at 7,550 because I think I gotta get going soon. I didn't get a distortion, did I? No. I might play some more Legends tonight off stream. It's been a minute since I've gone for like alphas outside of what we've been doing on stream. And I don't think I'll have time to do my Motostoke gym hunting. And I'm kind of getting burnt out of that, if I'm being honest, but I gotta get it soon. How long till Gen 6? Shooty, I already told you. I'm not gonna answer that. I get asked that all the time. I've already answered it like twice on stream, so I guess go back through the VOD if you want to know. I constantly get bombarded with people asking me when the next gen's coming out, when like it hasn't been that long and they take a while to make. I guess I'm doing 7552. My bad. What is burnt out? What is burnout? You never heard of it? Yeah, just like the resets in the Motostoke gym are slow, and I'm also like about to hit double odds, so it kind of sucks. Yeah, we'll get there when we get there. That's like what I want to tell everyone. I should just get a gif of like Mr. Incredible saying that, and just anytime someone asks that, just flash that gif on the stream. That'd actually be funny. But yeah, alright. Well, nothing today. Maybe next time. But I'm going to end it here. Thank you to everyone who tuned in. And I will see you next time.